Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I'm just taking a little break here. I was getting some, it's a Saturday, it was beautiful earlier, laying out in the sun, getting my vitamin D for the day. Had to cut it a little short just because some clouds, it doesn't look like rain, so hopefully I'll be able to get back to that and finish off my session to keep that even tan going. I do it mostly for the vitamin D, but it's nice getting a little bit of color. Anyhow, this is a title that I came up with about a week ago. You know, I keep a list of titles, you know, when they pop in my head, like, I think I'll do a video on this, but I don't necessarily think of a title and do the video within the next day. So, I had this title last weekend, and during the week I ran across a video, and I've got a good little quote in there and a good little statistic in there, but he just said some things that were very similar to what I was thinking. And it's, you know, I play around with these keywords in the title sometimes. You know, some I title raw vegan, some I like to get the raw to 4 in there. Sometimes I just say vegan in the title. And I like to kind of pay attention to what kind of response I get, how many people view the videos based on those things. And the reason that I try to use them intermittently, is that right? I don't think that's right. Or the reason I change them around from time to time is I want this to be an inclusive place. And I think there's a lot of inclusive places out there. You just may not know they're inclusive. There's a lot, like I've mentioned in other videos, there's a lot of raw to 4 people that I watch. I don't have to be raw to 4 to get some good, solid information from them. And I've mentioned before also that actually some of my raw to 4 people are probably, I get more actual information from them than I do the fully raw people. I enjoy watching some of my fully raw people, and I have 1 or 2 fully raw people that are really a source of information. But in general, you know, I get stuff from them. I would say to raw to 4 people, I hope you will feel like, you know, I'm fully raw, almost fully raw. I eat some cooked food. I experiment from time to time, but I'm pretty much fully raw. But I don't preach against raw to 4. I think it's very relevant diet. And I just think you can take stuff from me and other fully raw people. We can take stuff from the raw to 4 people. And it's just more about interacting and sharing information. You know, sometimes people, we like to dwell on the negative, and we like to focus on differences between ourselves and other groups, whether it be people of different colors, people of different religions, or people from just different parts of the world that we're from. And a lot of times that's just a negative way to look at life in general. I mean, if we try to focus on what we have in common, our commonalities, our similarities, we'd be a much happier world. One thing, okay, I'm taking this from Happy Healthy Vegan, and Ryan was doing this episode, and he just said something that puts it all in perspective on all the little nitpicking and the hairs we're trying to split between, is this superior, you know, is this superior, is this superior, is this the best, is this raw as long, you know. And he said this is actually a quote. He said that it's been shown eating a whole food plant-based diet is the best diet for people. Studies have shown this, repeated studies have shown this. It doesn't necessarily say raw, it just says a whole food plant-based diet. And something that he said that I did, that just really hit home, this diet helps prevent one from getting 13 of 15 of the leading causes of death in the West, such as heart disease, diabetes, stroke, cancer. You know, when we see these things sometime and you really see the debates, you know, the real debates, and even if they're not nasty debates, even just debating, you know, such small points of this diet. Well, you might be taking your compound of sugar to this ratio, and you're like, I think we're kind of, you know, missing the forest for the trees, maybe. Because, you know, it's basically, if you look at these people, there's nobody that's fully raw that can look and say Dr. Esselstyn does not promote a healthy lifestyle. There's nobody that's fully raw that can say T. Colin Campbell does not promote a healthy lifestyle. I feel that fully raw is best for me where I am right now, but maybe it's just giving me a certain feel that I want to feel, and I've chosen that. But is it really in the end? And these are certain things, reason I got into the lifestyle, things that are interesting to me as far as health, am I going to live longer because I'm raw vegan than opposed to, say, somebody that follows Dr. Esselstyn's diet or somebody that's a very clean raw till 4 eater? Okay, fair enough. It's not just about how long we live, it's quality of life. Am I going to say, if I'm 80 and there's an 80 raw till 4 person, am I going to have more vitality? Are they going to be, falling by the wayside and I'm going to be, full of vigor? I just don't know. I can't really go there. I can't say that. And I don't really care. It's not for me to focus on. There's more things that I can put my time and my energy into researching and learning about than that, because, it's not about winning a war. It's not about winning even a debate of pulling people to our team. It's about, I kind of like to think as a community, we're all interested in helping as many people as possible get healthy. So, as a good friend of mine said a couple of weeks ago, we were having a discussion, and this is just a good, simple way. You can always look at things as good, better, best. Even though I'm saying I'm not qualifying, I'm not saying raw is better, I'm just saying there's still, when we're pulling people into the health world or trying to help people help themselves to be healthier, it's just not realistic. We're not going to make a lot of people raw vegans. We're not going to make a lot of people raw till 4. With a good percentage of anybody that we reach out to, the best we can probably hope for is to preach and have a little bit of it stick of the whole food plant-based diet. When I was looking at something a few minutes ago, I ran across an old interview of David Letterman show, and he was interviewing President Clinton. After President Clinton had all his heart troubles and after he had gone vegan. And, he's talking about Dr. Esselstyn, and this is so radical to David Letterman. This is so radical, but Bill Clinton kind of had a grasp on it. He said, yeah, well, most people aren't going to go vegan. And, so the best thing we can do, it's kind of like taking people in levels. It is almost like indoctrinating them into the cult. Like, if we can just get them in the door, but we don't try to get them in the door with talking about raw vegan. We can get them in the door just talking about whole plant-based foods. Just, that's very innocuous. People don't get all, even when they hear vegan, oh, you're vegan, it's like that connotates some big lifestyle change. Raw vegan is just like outlandish. We're aliens. But if you talk to somebody about adding more whole plant-based food to their diet, they're not going to necessarily jump at that. They're not going to be so resistant. So I think it's just really vital. It's really vital. If we want to help as many people as possible, if we want to spread this message, we just really have to focus on the basic tenets of a whole food plant-based diet first. We can have our little set. It's kind of like religions. They all kind of have, a lot of them are similar, but they have different sects that have their particulars and details. But I think first we just need to try to open as many people's eyes as possible to a healthier way of living. Now, once we get them in, we can try to, introduce them to the concept of the vegan lifestyle, eating more raw foods, eating more fresh foods, and we can take them in little by little. And, there's still going to be friendly debate, and there's still going to be opinions as to, is raw better than raw till 4? Is raw better than just like the McDougall diet or some of these others that eat grains? And I'm going to say I don't like grains. I'm not real big on the McDougall diet for me, but I still say those are so superior. They're so superior to the large majority of how the world is eating. I mean, we still have to remember in this vegan thing, I see people, I try to talk about the numbers sometimes, and I always get with somebody that always wants to exaggerate in this community. They're always like, well, no, there's more. I was going to say maybe 1-2% of the world is vegan. Let's give them 5%. Let's say 5. That is still a very, very low percentage. So we just want to reach people where they are. We want to do what we can. We want to, make as much of a difference as possible. But we don't want to be all or nothing. We don't want it to be like, well, if you're not going all the way, then we'll see you later. We don't have any use for you. I mean, that's not that's not what we want to do. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed this quick little video. I'm about to go get some lunch. Speaking of whole plant-based foods, I got a couple of big organic pineapples that are just getting ripe, and I think they're going to be cut this afternoon, or at least one of them anyway. Anyhow, hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful weekend, and the sun's back out, so I'm going to go get some more vitamin D. Peace.